Hello everyone, I'm Duke James. This is a continuation of my Ireland campaign. So I'd say things are progressing well. I built a, let's see, where is it? Shipwright in my capital. So our naval force limit is now 19. Once that hits 20, we can choose a naval doctrine. So I'm not going to actually build any light ships, otherwise it'll increase the cost of choosing the naval doctrine. So once that hits 20, we get the naval doctrine plus 33% light ship trade power. We build 6 extra light ships. We should have the... Actually, we'll be 8 short, but that should be increasing the sailors. England did attack us. Weirdly, they're not invading though. They haven't made any attempt to actually try to invade, so I guess they're just gonna sit. They realized they shouldn't attack. I mean, you can only launch invasions so many times before you realize it's not working. They finally realized. Alright, so let's go ahead and just do a little overview of where we're at. So it's 1472. Our capital has taken the majority of the ducats in this campaign, and it's progressing. It's got the largest regional city modifier. It has a minor center of production. It has a local art and intellectual center. Doesn't have any goods though. It has 9 urban production skills, so that is increasing by 0.595 a year. So it needs to get to 25 for a tier 2 good. Once that happens, then I can start attracting artisans, and that'll double the growth. So it's going to take about 30 years to get that tier 2 good. Towards the end of that, it should accelerate as our population increases. We do have 60,000 urban pops, and the urban gravity ceiling is 120,000. So we are getting about 1,000-ish urban pops a year. So that's nice. And then this province also has a minor center of trade. So that's our capital. Just for comparison, this is London, England's capital, of course. They have pretty much a lot of the same modifiers, except, let's see, largest regional city. They have a good naval supplies. They have a regional art and intellectual center and an important center of trade. Development-wise, we're actually only 1 development less than London. We make about 0.17 less ducats from our capital. London has 99,000 urban pops, but they're about at their urban gravity cap, so it should increase, but not by a lot. Our other provinces, pretty much every other province but these 3, have had no ducats invested. This one, there's roads in this province, a level 2 road in my capital, a level 1 road here, and a level 1 road here. That's pretty much the road coverage. Roads for Ireland aren't that important, at least for this island, because it's pretty much every province borders the ocean, so communication efficiency is not that bad. Here's the autonomy. Now, I have no level 1 ports outside of my capital. So this autonomy in map mode is, you can take into consideration that I don't have level 1 ports. So if I built one like right here, that would greatly, theoretically, decrease communication efficiency time. It's 18 days. I think that's the highest, so it's actually not bad. Yeah, 18 days over here is the worst. Most of these provinces are worthless anyway, so they're not that important to get that autonomy down. I'll probably build a level 1 port here first, because it is farthest away from my capital, and it's still a trade modifier province. Religion-wise, half of our country is dualist, half of the country is Catholic. Oh, okay, it looks like England converted back to Catholic. I was thinking about going back to Catholic and then going intolerant and choosing state religion, because England had converted to Calixtine, so I would have been able to use the heretic, the Deus Vult idea against England, but they've converted back to Catholic, so I might just stay dualist. I'm trying to get an alliance with France and Castile. I can almost get a royal marriage with Castile. It was 36 positive, 36 negative, so I only needed 1 point, but it seems to have dropped a couple. Probably, no. It's not because of the improved relations going down. I think my Diplo rep dropped a little bit. My ruler did die, so that might be why. My last guy had Diplo rep modifiers. So yeah, we're pretty much at this point fighting England. We're grabbing lots of ducats in the wars. Ducats, about 700 ducats, war reps, and man, which we're selling back to them for an additional 50 to 80 ducats. So we're just trying to squeeze as many ducats as possible. I feel like once we hit 20 naval force limit and we get that naval doctrine, we'll start making a lot of money from the from trade, because we're only about 42% control in the North Sea. So once we get those 20 light ships and that naval doctrine, we should increase our income, our trade income, by a lot. So I really think that we can out-income England, despite us having 76 development and England having 366. Our income is 1264 and their income is 28. They have a much larger army, and they probably spend more on their court costs, so we actually make more money than them. At peacetime, we're making about 11 to 12 ducats. When the light ships are going, we make about 16 ducats a month in gross income, so this actually isn't... That's not what our income normally is. And once we get that, those light ships should increase by a lot more. Yeah, for some reason, England not fighting. They're just gonna let me take this ticking war score, which is fine by me. I saved my manpower. Might put some of that manpower into roads. I've been pretty much just paying for roads with all ducats, since we have such low manpower. But if we save our manpower through this war, could probably throw a couple thousand men into roads, save some ducats. Conchobar III and the Irish people. Butler likes us. All Irish provinces in Ireland receive +2 unrest for 7 years. I didn't convert, but I switched to Irish. So there was an event to switch to Irish for 5 stability costs, but I just did it over here, and it costs 250 dip, so I'm not sure. I think it's the same. I mean, I saved 5 stability at the cost of 250 dips, so don't really see any reason to choose that decision and lose 5 stability when you could just do it for 250 dip. Let's go estates. Let's look at the estates. Where's those? There's the estates. So the burghers only control our capital, which gives them 6% influence. The lesser nobles control 3 provinces in the north. 2 of these are, they have trade modifiers in them, so they're eventually going to flip to the burghers. And this province should eventually flip to the burghers as well, because that has a trade province. So once I put ducats in there, it'll flip from the tribes. And the lesser nobles with those 3 have 13%. The tribals have 24%. The state actually has 55% influence, which seems like a lot to me. I would have thought that would be less. Let's see anything else. Unrest. Our country is peaceful. We're all united in fighting the English. Warehouse in Dublin. This province just flipped to the... Sorry about that. Dublin just flipped to the... Oh, I got a problem with my throat. Dublin just flipped to the burghers, so that flipped to the lesser nobles should... Dublin just flipped to the lesser nobles, so it should flip it back to the burghers if I pour some ducats into that province, build a couple buildings. Should flip back. England, in terms of navy, they have 20 light ships, so theoretically we could build 5 more light ships, and then once we get that 20th, we'll have as many light ships as the English. Granted, they do have 8 more transports, but transports aren't that great militarily. I'm a little bit worried once England gets heavy ships, but should take a long time. I think it's 18. Of course, that says 34. I think that's just for me, though. I thought this said 18 before. England's dip tech is 15 anyway, so if it is 18, then that's... They got quite a ways away for that. Alright, so... I'm probably not going to film many of these English wars, because nothing really happens besides me just fighting off the English, so... I think I'm going to end this part here, and then pick it up in the next part. Take Ducats War Reps and Man, sell that back to England, get probably 800 ducats from them, 700, 800 ducats. We can build some more buildings. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.